It's almost better to be an enemy of the United States than to be a friend. If you're a friend, you get sanctioned, you get criticized, and you get ignored. If you're an enemy or an adversary, we make concessions and cut deals and do all sorts of things to try to get on your good side. And that needs to change.
Deportees on the plane, including three criminals, one of which goes by the name of Courtney Wilson. And
justice now when I need them meeting. 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 Justice now when I need them meeting.
Welcome back to the History Shovel. 500 Jamaicans. 500 Jamaicans deported this month. It's ugly, y'all. Yo, y'all don't understand. When you unleash so many undocumenteds in Jamaica all at once, what you expect gonna happen? Look, America is like a college on a hill, and if you send cold-hearted unalivers on the top of that hill, what you think gonna come back down off that hill? Certainly not no dude from no geek squad. It's most certainly death and destruction. And further on in this video, hopefully y'all ate lunch already, cause you ain't gonna rush go get no DoorDash and leave me by my lonesome talking. In this video you hear the Jamaican Praetor and your owners, the Prime Minister, speak on issues of deportation and new and innovative measures implemented to facilitate the overwhelming deportees inundating the tropics. Well, I'll let y'all listen, and you can be your own imperator, your own judge, jury, and executioner. But before we get to that, let's continue.
It's almost better to be an enemy of the United States than to be a friend. If you're a friend, you get sanctioned, you get criticized, and you get ignored. If you're an enemy or an adversary, we make concessions and cut deals and do all sorts of things to try to get on your good side. And that needs to change.
Deportees on the plane, including three criminals, one of which goes by the name of Courtney Wilson, and he had actually been living in the United States for 33 years.
Here, getting the dirtbags off these streets.
We are throwing them the hell out of our country. We have no apologies, and we're moving forward very fast.
And the Jamaican government is saying it's not necessarily under the new order by Trump, but it was a monthly routine maintenance arrangement that had already been in the works. So apparently every month there's a group of people that are deported back to Jamaica. And so this falls under that category. However, it's no different than what he wants to be doing, right? Like, he's made it clear. With this group, some of them have been processed and released back to their families, and some are still being detained by the Jamaican authorities, maybe because there was some further investigation that had to be done on the Jamaican end before they're released and processed, but also maybe because it's a group of, criminals. They probably fled Jamaica to the United States. And using Courtney Wilson for an example, as I said, 33 years living in the United States, often they have established themselves, they have homes, they have careers, they have families, they've made babies in the United States. Under the Biden administration, you were able to get away with living illegally for that many years, but Trump is not joking around. So even those who are now trying to scramble to get their documentation, he has said a resounding no, you're going back. So the gravy train is over. Sad, but true. And it's unfortunate. You have to go through the right channels if you want to leave your country. Whether it's bad conditions or not, there's a process. This is not going to be good for a lot of people who have been living illegally in the United States. Because we've also heard reports that Trump is trying to end the birthright citizenship as well. So it won't even matter, potentially, if you have children that were born there. So what does that mean for the thousands upon thousands of Jamaicans that are living illegally in the United States currently? It means that you're on your way back home. But to those who have, left criminal activity and came to the United States to continue with criminal activity, or even if you're living well, but illegally, you're on your way back. Anyway, let me know what you all think about this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this.
We're living in profoundly changing times. There are many Jamaicans who will be concerned about the change in immigration policies in the United States. There are many Jamaicans, of course, who live in the United States. I would want to reassure Jamaicans that your government has long been planning and putting in place measures to address any changes in policies in the United States. Firstly, let me say that Jamaica is the homeland. So Jamaicans all over the world will always be welcome back to your homeland. And we are prepared to receive all our hard-working Jamaicans who have been in the United States or wherever they may have gone for economic benefits. Jamaica has always been, since its colonial days to now, a net supplier of talent to the world. It may be a good thing to have some of our Jamaican talent return to our shores to help us to build our country. There are many Jamaicans now who are feeling uncertain in the United States and who are considering returning on their own to avoid the indignity of being deported. And we welcome you back to Jamaica. We want your talent. We want your resources. There are many opportunities in Jamaica that together we can take advantage of and build the country that we would want. But let me be clear that for those Jamaicans who intend to come back with crime and violence to undermine what we have been building here, let me be clear to you that this is not the Jamaica that you left 10 or 20 years ago. It is not the JCF that you left 10 or 20 years ago. You will either meet a judge or your maker if you come back to Jamaica and violate our laws and create havoc. I know that there are many who will be returning to Jamaica, coming back to lovely communities like these, rural areas like these, and they may attempt to set up gangs, get involved in scamming, and undermine the values of the communities that they return to. We will not tolerate that. We want all our Jamaicans to always feel that they have somewhere to come back to and call home and be well received. Come back with a good heart and a good mind. Come back willing to work. Come back with your resources. You will be able to make life here. But don't come back here to undermine and destroy what we have built. The government is already planning in terms of putting in place new measures, enhanced security measures, to address those who we know have a criminal past or who have been interdicted in the United States, convicted in the United States, and are being returned after serving their criminal penalties there. And we will ensure that they are appropriately monitored here and that they are not in any way contributing to an increase in our crime or murder rate. We have sacrificed long and hard. The people of Jamaica have borne the negative impacts of local violence. We will not tolerate criminals coming back here to increase our crime rate or murder rate. It is on a downward trajectory. We are doing very well, and we will not allow this to happen.
Arriving at the detention center. They're considered the, quote, worst of the worst by the Trump administration. Tents have already gone up to hold these migrants, and U.S. Marines were flown out to the detention center over the weekend to help support the Army. It's still unknown how long they will be held there and what their rights will be while detained. Illegal migration is the main focus of Secretary of State Marco Rubio's trip to Central America. Rubio arrived in Guatemala just a short time ago, and he plans to attend attend a dinner with President Bernardo Arévalo tonight in Guatemala City. This morning, Rubio met with the president of Costa Rica, a country that he says is used as a transit point for terrorist drug groups and undocumented migrants. And despite plans to stop U.S. aid funds, Rubio offered Costa Rica a waiver for their efforts, adding their fight furthers U.S. interests.
It has seemed as if it's
Just 3 days into President Donald Trump's second term, ICE says it has made 538 arrests and detained 373 undocumented immigrants in sanctuary cities across the country. Here in New York, an alleged El Salvadorian MS-13 gang member, a Jamaican citizen facing child pornography charges, and a Honduran citizen convicted of drunk driving. The president's executive orders give federal authorities broad powers to detain and deport. The targets at the moment, though, appear to be suspected criminals, but New York City officials are prepared for anything.
We're in a wait-and-see mode. I mean, we don't know, how broad this is going to impact our folks.
New York's sanctuary city laws forbid city agencies from cooperating in all but criminal cases. The NYPD cannot assist in mass deportations. The fact that a person is present in the United States without lawful authorization is a civil matter, not a crime. Even the council's conservative members support that.
I don't think they're going to just start deporting anybody. They're going to focus on the criminals. Who would be against that?
This is not mass deportation of good people. This is mass deportation of the worst of the worst.
Mayor Adams, for his part, is urging the city's immigrant community to not be afraid.
Children should go to school. Those who need health care should go to hospitals. Those who are involved in any type of interaction where they're victims of a crime, they should speak to the law enforcement agencies. We have maintained that over and over again. And we're going to continue to stand up for all New Yorkers, documented and undocumented.
But some question the mayor's motives and his relationship with President Trump.
The mayor is somehow prohibitive from saying certain things about the new president, so I'm not sure that would happen.
The council speaker went on to say that she has yet to see a plan on how to deal with mass deportations. She adds that she believes the mayor should be more rigorous in his defense of the immigrant community. At City Hall, Stefan Kim, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Activists just told me, but we are going to start precisely with reactions to that program that you just mentioned, which is no longer in existence.
Margelis Tinoco breaks down in tears at the Mexican-U.S. border. Her asylum appointment scheduled for today was canceled. President Donald Trump shut down a mobile app known as the CBP-1, which enabled Tinoco and many immigrants who sought to enter the United States through legal ports of entry. The website now says all appointments are canceled.
We have 31,000 people who remain in Mexico, had a way for people to sign up, walk through a line, be interviewed.
We asked immigration attorney Willie Allen what options exist for Tinoco and many more like her.
I'm not sure what's going to be the next approach. I am concerned.
Not surprised at all.
Jepsi Meletus, an immigration activist in South Florida, tells me her organization and many others began preparing for the executive orders announced today.
It's also important that our family members take every measure, every action that's possible to protect their assets, their children, and their interests.
She tells me they will be holding workshops for a wide variety of immigrants.
Unfortunate people that have already gotten into the process, that he's going to cut that off now. I don't think that's fair. If they were already, they should be grandfathered in. If they were already in the process of doing some kind of immigration legally.
Mixed reactions on Monday at this Cuban landmark where many of the president's supporters gathered.
We cannot have open border and everybody come in and they check him in and they have a pass and they send him to Chicago or New York.
And I will send troops to the southern border to repel the disastrous invasion of our country.
The first part of his inaugural address was dedicated to border security.
We will also be designating the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations.
It's a great day for America. He said exactly what the American people voted for.
I think the word after the speech today for the immigrants is fear.
So there you have it. Besides the CBP-1, Also, the humanitarian parole program, which enabled hundreds of thousands of immigrants from Nicaragua, Venezuela, Cuba, and Haiti, is also
y'all heard what Angie Onis had to say, people, and I'm going to do a video tomorrow, and I'm going to let you all get an in-depth look at what situations are like for Jamaicans who get deported back to Jamaica. And trust me, it's rough, so you do not want to miss that video. And you can check out Troyland Stories, the parent channel for Jamaican gangster stories. Because listen, when I say it's rough, I'm not joking around, man. Because we live in Jamaica, and those who are from Jamaica know the real from the real. So when Andrew says this and that and the third, trust me, that's just for the surface. You know what I mean? We don't have money to delegate. If the Jamaican public ever find out that their hard tax-paying money is going towards the poor and they're starving, but it will be like a mob thing in Jamaica. Everybody will come out. That's just, and whatever they're doing, they got to do it undercover. And they don't have the budget for that. We just don't have the budget in Jamaica to take care of our returning residents as they should be taken care of. Ain't none of that. I'll let a deportee tell it, since y'all have me as this big old deportee liar. But y'all do you, because guess what? When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Do not lean on your own understanding. It is rough. And as I said, I'm going to do a separate video on the reality of those being deported back to Jamaica. And it's no walk in the park. But I'm going to leave it with that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We don't want to make it too drawn out, okay? Until our next one, do leave a like, share, and a subscribe. Alright, thank you.
I do this for the poor, I do this for the less fortunate. Justice now when I need them beaten. 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 Mr. Justice now when I need them beaten. Hope on them, that's how them greeted. Father time still undefeated. Wrong, while them get posturepedic. Rank like donkey people. Vibration, me not really feel it. Corrupted lace, me not afraid for peel it. Question, who gonna feed the needy? While them sell a thief when I really need it. Why the needs of the chief and the greedy. Leaders I meet, I forget for feed with. Rat them, really love the cheese and season. Tan bad till them end up badly beaten. Rascal act ungodly treason. Rich say a thief and without a reason. Explanation, it a worth believing. Treacherous lies bring forth deceiving. Funds off a run, one seat this evening. At the 4th grip, I got season greeted. Justice now when I need them beaten. Justice now when I need them beaten. Justice now when I need them beaten. Mr. Justice now when I need them beaten. 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 Mr. Justice now when I need them beaten. You ain't working for me.